it's Carola, and today is a story time. It's the story about when I had a horrible school exchange experience and how me and a friend turned matters around. I started French in 6th grade, so in grade 9 we were in our 4th year of French. Our school had a school exchange with a Catholic school in Bordeaux. There were 3 classes, and back in the 9th grade we didn't necessarily mingle with each other. So there were a lot of people that I didn't know that would be coming to Bordeaux with me. The exchange would be that we would get a French person first, and then we would go over to their place afterwards. And we all filled out these questionnaires, and then they matched us together. My exchange student was not happy with the choice. And she made it very obvious from the start. At 15, I was still very childlike and innocent, and she just wanted to hang out and drink and smoke. So we were really a bad match. The plan was that from Monday to Friday they would go to school with us, and then in the evenings our families would plan some outings. And during the weekends as well there would be privately organized events, but nothing from the school. The German school system is that we never have classes after 2 p.m. So at 2 p.m. the plan was that she would be walking home with me, and she didn't want to. She wanted to hang out with the other friends, she wanted to stay longer after school, she didn't want to hang out with me, and she basically treated me like an annoying little sister. And one time there was even a French dude who tried to explain to me that they would all be going to a billiard place and no, I wasn't welcome. And can't I just go home and tell my mom that she'll be home later? And then of course she ran out of money, so she had asked my mother to give her more money, and my mother did that. And then a day later we were at my grandparents', and for some reason suddenly there was something planned and I didn't bring any money, so I asked my grandmother to give me something, and my grandmother said, hey, it wouldn't be fair to give you money and not her. So she got extra pocket money. One of the big issues was that she didn't want to hang out with the partners of my friends because they weren't her friends, and all of her friends were with the parallel class. So I didn't know them very well and I couldn't really arrange something. One time she asked my dad to drive her someplace, and so I came in the car with them. And she said it's only French people. But then we rang the doorbell to make sure that she's at the right place. And there was another German girl, but from the other class, in that group. And one time she wanted to be driven to a party that was about 30 kilometers away. But luckily the correspondent was someone from my class, and his mother insisted on, no, you can't invite someone's correspondent without having the German girl there as well. So I ended up at a fun party with a classmate that I usually never talk to. Another thing was that she always acted like we wouldn't have any language in common, so that she would hardly speak German and that my French was not understandable. Just enough to make herself clear of what she wanted, but never enough for a conversation. So in school I talked to another classmate who was pretty popular, and she said that she had the same issues with her correspondent, who didn't want to go to parties and she wanted to do all the cultural stuff, and she just didn't know what to do with her. So then we decided, how about let's meet after school for a milkshake, just the 4 of us. And that was the first time that my correspondent somehow acted positively towards any suggestion that I had. And we sat down and I immediately clicked with the other French girl, while my correspondent and my German friend clicked, and they talked about stuff, and suddenly the French girl could talk. In the end, we went to the organizers and asked, hey, can we just switch people? And they looked at the four of us and said, well, it's usually not planned, but if you all agree, then sure, we can do that. Yes, 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 we all agree. And so when it was my turn to go to Bordeaux, I went to the new French girl and we got along splendidly and we kept on writing letters. And then when I was 20, I actually went to Bordeaux again and stayed at her place again. And I even met some of her university friends. And I think I might have been there for 3 or 4 weeks. And it was such a fun experience. Well, and then letters got out of fashion, and so we lost touch. And then when I moved to Paris, I got curious. I looked up my correspondent, so the one that I stayed in Bordeaux with, and I found out that she lives in Paris as well. So we met once, and then unfortunately the second time we met was her goodbye party, because after 14 years she was leaving Paris. We didn't get very close because now again we're not living in the same city, but for a little while we were living in the same city. And it all turned out so well just because we decided to switch correspondence. Thanks for watching, and please give the video a thumbs up if you like the story. Bye!